so that's the thing. A writer, above most people on the planet, knows that you're writing down the road. In other words, how often do you jump into the middle of the story somewhere other than at the beginning of it? In other words, you're way, 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 way down the road. And so what we want you to do is to begin to write a story. Go home today and do this. It will help you. And you're right on the brink of this. Write a story, a very short story, about the successful launching of your children's series. In other words, write that story, and let the hard part in the beginning be very brief.
There was a stack of books, and then that's it.
An ominous stack of books that was so tall it blocked the sun. Good.
We're done, right?
The story goes something like, I had an idea, and the idea was so powerful within me that I could not let go of it. And as I let it flow, it began to take shape on the page. And as I read what was written, it was pleasing to me, because not only was it delightful to read, but it seemed meaningful to me on many levels. It was as if it was something that I was being called toward. And once I started moving toward it, it felt good to move toward it. And so I let it flow through me onto the page, and it felt good in the doing of it. And then I thought about it, and I realized the value of what I had going on. And then I decided that I was going to make it happen. And it seemed that every effort that I made at making it happen, I seemed to be getting in my own way. And the story that was fun and flowing and felt so good suddenly became a sort of burden. It was an albatross that I began carrying around. And I came to not really even like this story anymore, because it represented my own inability to achieve something that I really wanted, which seemed the opposite of what I was teaching. And then one day I decided to just stop trying so hard. I decided to let the story carry me. I decided to let the story take on a life of its own and be the successful example that I was wanting to live. And as the story began to explain itself to me, it said, life is supposed to be good. Life is supposed to be fun. It said, there is a stream that flows, and everything that I want is within this stream. It is a life-giving stream. It is a stream that was given birth to long before I came into this physical body, but it is a stream that has been dramatically enhanced since I've been in this physical body. It is the stream of life, but it is not only a stream of living, it is a stream of living in joy. And once I got my eyes fixated on that stream and where it was going and all of the possibilities that were downstream, I began to let go of my worry about what wasn't happening, and I began to recognize all of the wonderful things that were happening. And somehow, one day, don't know how it happened, don't even know what I did to make it happen, but somehow I felt myself let loose. And when I did, everything in my experience began to flow for me. Money began coming from all unimaginable places. People that I've never met before began flowing into my experience. My life began taking on a shape and form the likes of which I had only dreamed about or maybe written about in my story. And now I began to be the liver of the dream that I had only written about. I began to understand the reason for my story. I began to understand that all I have to do is write it, and the universe will figure out how to deliver the details of it to me. And once I got that, now I'm floating free again. That's the story that you're wanting to tell. That's the story that everyone's wanting to hear. That's the story of your life here on planet Earth. And there is no story that you can't write. There is no story that you do not have the ability to write, and there is no story that you write that the universe doesn't have the ability to deliver. You get to write the characters in. Write in the hard-nosed publishers. Write in the ones that don't know what they're doing. Write in the ones that, and hasn't every successful book got a long stream of those? Oh yeah, it was turned down, it was turned down, it was turned down, it was turned down, it's turned down, and now it's successful in all ways. So write your own stories on all subjects and trust that the universe has the goods to deliver. It does.